Hello, hi. So with the holidays recently passed, I thought that now would be a really good time just to do a very slow, gentle, guided sort of relaxation exercise. The holidays are a very happy time for some people, but they can also be a very, very stressful time. Whether we put, more expectations on ourselves, or we feel more expectations from other people, it can be a time of stress. So I would like to ask you and invite you to set all of that aside if you wish to return to those thoughts after this is over. They will be there for you. But for now, let's just push them all to the side. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to picture your mind like the windshield of a car on a rainy day. And I want you to notice the raindrops that are just gently falling on the windshield. Those are your thoughts. Try to control them as your thoughts just come and go and fall on the windshield. You do not place any values on them. There's no judgments attached to them. You just watch as your mind, like a windshield wiper, just gently and rhythmically and slowly wipes them away. More raindrops continue to fall, and your brain just gently, slowly, in a very soothing way, just gently clears them away again and again and again. Let the thoughts and the raindrops fall onto the windshield and allow the windshield wipers to slowly wipe the slate clean again and again. So with every swipe of the windshield wipers, your mind becomes clearer and more at peace. You see the rhythmic swiping of the wipers, slow and steady. Try to sync your breathing with their movements. And as you become more calm and more at peace, I want you now to focus your attention on a single flickering candle. I want you to picture it in your mind's eye. And I want you to visualize this candle as detailed as you possibly can. What is the color of the candle? Is it in a glass jar? Is it a freestanding wax candle? Is it scented? Can you smell the scent of lavender coming from it? Picture it as vividly as you possibly can. And now once you have the candle pictured inside your mind, I want you to focus on the flickering of the flame. Is there a gentle breeze in the room that's causing the flame to sort of dance and sway? Do you hear the crackling of the wick? And now I want you to expand your awareness beyond just the candle and picture the room that it's in. Is this candle casting a nice, warm, cozy glow in the room? Picture the room that you're in, your absolute ideal, most cozy and peaceful room that you can absolutely imagine. Are you inside a very cozy log cabin up in the mountains? Are you inside a large white room that is filled with windows that go from the floor all the way to the ceiling, allowing the light to come in? Picture this space. Fully immerse yourself in it. What are the scents in the room? Is there a window that's slightly open, allowing the air from the outside to come in? Can you smell the damp air from the forest after the recent rain? Is there someone in the next room, perhaps baking cookies? What does the room smell like? Picture it as clearly as you can. How do you feel in this room? Are you in the bed, wrapped up in the softest blanket you can possibly imagine? Are you in the couch, sinking into the cushions? Is there a fire going in the fireplace? Are you completely alone in this house? Or is there someone in the next room just creating the comfort of a presence? Is there a pet that's sleeping at your feet? This is your ideal space. There are no right or wrong answers. This is your personal, cozy, and safe place to be. And what feels perfect and cozy right now may or may not change the next time you do this. You're not locked into this particular vision permanently. You can recreate a new space whenever you desire. But I want you to realize that you can picture this place and visit it whenever you want. So now that you're in your nice, cozy environment and you feel completely safe and completely at ease, I want to recite to you a poem. And I just want you to allow your mind to just picture all the visualizations without thinking any actual thoughts. So I'm going to take these off now. I'm going to put on a different pair of gloves. And we're just going to go on a little visual journey. The way, I don't know if you ever had like a grandmother or a mother that would read to you at night when you were in bed. And you just felt their presence and you felt safe and comforted even though you were no longer listening to the words that they were saying. So changed into these gloves. And these long fingernails attached to them. I'm just going to very slowly recite one of my favorite poems. And I just want you to just listen and just try to visualize what I'm saying. And if any thoughts come into your head, you just use those gentle windshield wipers to very softly and smoothly just wipe them away. So this poem is by T.S. Eliot. Let us go now, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through the half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights and one-night cheap motels, and sawdust restaurants and oyster shells, down streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask what is it. Let us go and make our visit. In the room the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo and the yellow fog that rubbed its back along the window panes, the yellow smoke that rubbed its muzzle along the window panes, licked its tongue into the corners of the evening, lingered upon the pools that stand in drains, let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, curled around the terrace, made a sudden leap, and seeing that it was a soft October night, it curled once about the house, and then fell asleep. And indeed there will be time for the yellow smoke that slides along the street, rubbing its back along the window panes. There will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. Time for you, and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions and 100 visions and revisions before the taking of the toast and tea. And indeed there will be time to wonder, do I dare? Do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stairs with a bald spot in the middle of my hair. They shall say, how his hair is growing thin, my morning coat rich and modest, but asserted with a simple pin. But they will say, how his arms and legs are thin. Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. For I've known the arms, already known them all, arms that are white and braceleted and bare, but in the lamplight down by light brown hair is a perfume from a dress that makes me so digress. Arms that lay about a table, a wrap around a shawl. And how should I presume? And how should I begin? And I've known the eyes, already known them all. Eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase. And when I am formulated and sprawled upon a pin, how do I begin to spit out all the butt ends of my days and ways? And how should I presume? Shall I say I've gone at dusk down narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows? I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling against the floors of silent seas. and the afternoon, the evening, sleep so peacefully. Asleep, tired, it malingers, stretched here on the floor beside you and me. Should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? But though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, though I have seen my head grown slightly bald, brought in upon a platter, I am no prophet, and here is no great matter. I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal coatman hold my coat and snicker, and in short, I was afraid. And would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile to have bitten off the matter with a smile, to squeeze the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question, to say, I am Lazarus, come back from the dead, come back to tell you all. I shall tell you all, if one settling a pillow by her head should say, that is not what I meant at all. That is not it at all. And would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels and the teacups and the skirts that trail along the floor, and this, and so much more? It is impossible to say just what I mean, but as if a magic lantern through nerves and patterns on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one settling a pillow or looking out a window should say, that is not it at all. That is not what I meant at all. No, I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. I am an attendant lord, one that will do to start a progress, start a scene or two, advise the prince, no doubt, an easy tool, politic, deferential, glad to be of use, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse, at times indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. I grow old, I grow old. Shall I wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled? Do I part my hair behind? Do I dare to eat a peach? I shall wear white cotton trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing, each to each. No, I don't think that they shall sing to me. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, combing the white hair of the waves blown back. When the wind blows the water, white and black, we have lingered in those chambers of the sea by sea-girls reefed in seaweed, red and brown, till human voices wake us, and we drown. I didn't do a perfect job reciting that. There was a few parts that I messed up, but it's been a long time since I've read that poem. I just think it's a really visually beautiful poem with very good meaning behind that. And sometimes I think it's easier to let your thoughts just kind of roam when you're listening to poetry or to music lyrics. Just gonna recite some song lyrics from a Leonard Cohen song. I think he's one of the best lyricists that ever lived, and he was definitely someone that really influenced me when I was in high school to start writing poetry. The song's called Famous Blue Raincoat. It's written as though he's writing a letter to another person. And it starts like, it's 4 a.m, the end of December. I'm writing in now just to see if you're better. New York is cold, but I like where I'm living. There's music on Clinton Street all through the evening. I hear that you're building your little house deep in the desert. You're living for nothing now. I hope you're keeping some kind of record. Yes, and Jane came by with a lock of your hair. She said that you gave it to her that night that you planned to go clear. Did you ever go clear? Oh, the last time we saw you, you looked so much older. Your famous blue raincoat was torn at the shoulder. You'd been to the station to meet every train, and you came back without Lily Marlene, and you treated my woman to a flake of your life. And when she came back, she was nobody's wife. Well, I see you there with a rose in your teeth. One more thin gypsy thief. Well, I see Jane's awake. She sends her regards. Oh, what can I tell you? My brother, my killer. What can I possibly say? I guess that I miss you. I guess I forgive you. I'm glad that you stood in my way. And if you ever come by here, for Jane or for me, well, your enemy is sleeping and his woman is free. Yes, and thanks for the trouble you took from her eyes. I thought it was there for good, so I never tried. Yes, and Jane comes by with a lock of your hair. She said that you gave it to her that night that you planned to go clear. Did you ever go clear? And then I think I'll just recite one more song. So when I was young, my mom would listen to a lot of folk music, so I have a lot of lyrics from folk songs sort of memorized. This one's by Joan Baez. It's called Diamonds and Rust. Well, I'll be damned. Here comes your ghost again. But that's not unusual. It's just that the moon is full, and you happen to call. And here I sit, hand on the telephone, hearing a voice I'd known a couple of light years ago, heading straight for a fall. As I recall, your eyes were bluer than robin's eggs. My poetry was lousy, you said. Where are you calling from? A booth in the Midwest. 10 years ago, I bought you some cufflinks. We both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust. You're telling me now that you're not nostalgic. Well, then give me another word for it. You who are so good with words and at keeping things vague. 'Cause I need some of that vagueness now. It's all come back too clearly. Yes, I loved you dearly, but if you're offering me diamonds and rust, I've already paid. You burst on the scene, already a legend, the unwashed phenomenon, the original vagabond. You strayed into my heart, and there you stayed, temporarily lost at sea. The Madonna was yours for free. Yes, the girl on the half shell could keep you unharmed. Now I see you standing with brown leaves falling all around and snow in your hair. You're smiling out the window of that crummy hotel in Washington Square. Our breath comes out and hangs in white clouds and mingles in the air. Speaking strictly for me, we both could have died then and there. So you're telling me now that you're not nostalgic. Then give me another word for it. You who are so good with words and at keeping things vague. 'Cause I need some of that vagueness now. It's all come back too clearly. Yes, I loved you dearly, but if you're offering me diamonds and rust, I've already paid. I think she wrote that with Bob Dylan. Try to think of one more song. Like, so many of the songs like I know by heart are songs that my mom would play when I was really little, and they're sort of like either folk songs or like Leonard Cohen, Bob Dylan, like that kind of stuff. That's what my parents listened to. Neil Young, that kind of music. Also, most of the songs I'm thinking about are all like really depressing, so I'm not really sure if it'd be good for ASMR, but there's this one by Marianne Faithfull. It goes like, it is the end of the day. I sit and watch the children play, doing things I used to do. They think are new. I sit and watch as tears go by. My riches can't buy everything. children sing. All I hear is the sound of rain falling on the ground. I sit and watch as tears go by. It is the end of the day. I sit and watch as children play, doing things I used to do. They think are new. I sit and watch as tears go by. I'm gonna recite one last song. This song I can't blame on my mom for playing. This was a song that I liked a lot when I was in high school because I identified with that. It's from Nightmare Before Christmas. It's Sally's song. And one, I identified with it because, it was talking about not being able to be with the person that you had feelings for, and I was really bad at, most people are, but yeah, I was like really bad at relationships in high school. I never knew how to express that I was like interested in anyone, and played it aloof to the degree that I just came off as like a bitch, which was not how I wanted to come off. So I wasn't successful. But I also really identified with the line at that point that says, although I try to join the crowd in their enthusiastic cloud, try as I may, it doesn't last. That's like very emo, but also who's not like a little bit emo when they're 14? So I'm just gonna recite this song, and then I think we'll call it a day. Random aside, these are all songs that I end up singing whenever I'm in the shower. I don't actually listen really to any of these songs, but I guess they're just the songs that are like stored in my subconscious. So let's see, Sally's song. I sense there's something in the wind that feels like tragedy is at hand. Although I'd like to stand by him, I can't shake this feeling that I have. The worst is just around the bend, and does he notice my feelings for him? And does he see how much he means to me? I think it's not to be. What will become of my dear friend? Where will his actions lead us then? Although I'd like to join the crowd in their enthusiastic cloud, try as I may, it doesn't last. And will we ever end up together? No, I think not. It's never to become, for I am not the one. Yeah, I used to definitely really dramatically sing that song alone in my room, picturing whatever boy I had a crush on in high school. Actually, I feel like I should end this on a more positive note. So we have, the New Year's about to come, and I hope that a lot of big changes for the better are in store for everyone. So there is a song that I really love by Arcade Fire, who also happens to write really amazing lyrics, and it's called Ready to Start. So he wrote this song, I believe, about like the music industry. But I think it can apply to, like, you know, if you're in a relationship that's no longer serving you, or you're in a place in your life, a job, whatever, that's no longer serving you. Just about being ready to start over and begin again. So this one I do not know by heart, so I'm gonna read out. This is my journal. So it says, the businessmen drink my blood like the kids in art school said they would. And I guess I'll just begin again. You say, can we still be friends? If I was scared, I would. And if I was bored, you know I would. And if I was yours, but I'm not. All the kids have always known that the emperor wears no clothes, but they bow down to him anyways, because it's better than being alone. If I was scared, I would. And if I was bored, you know I would. And if I was yours, but I'm not. Now you're knocking at my door, saying, please come out with us tonight. But I would rather be alone than pretend I feel all right. If the businessmen drink my blood like the kids in art school said they would, then I guess I'll just begin again. You say, can we still be friends? If I was scared, I would. And if I was pure, you know I would. And if I was yours, but I'm not. Now I'm ready to start. I would rather be wrong than live in the shadows of your song. My mind is open wide, and now I'm ready to start. Not sure you'll open the door and step out into the dark. Now I'm ready. Happy New Year. I hope that this is the year that you pursue all the things that fear stood in the way of you pursuing before, and that you just become the best possible version of yourself. Because I think that's the most that any of us can ever hope for, to just try to become the best possible version of who we are. And I think that the best possible version of who we are is the most authentic version of who we are. Not the, most successful. Just the truest, most unedited, least fear-based version of who we are. So on that note, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.